Welcome back to another episode of the Bougie Book Pod. I'm Kyra.
I'm Tara.
And today we have decided that this book deserves two parts. So if you're here, this is part one of Queen of Shadows. And we have decided with the heftiness of this, with the back and forth point of views between Manon and Aelin and all that unravels, to break this up into two parts, or else we would be talking just forever.
Yeah, and really not so much like going bit by bit of what's happening in the story, but really focusing more on the characters, because we're meeting new characters and we're getting more from these characters, and so we're learning to love some of them, hate some of them. I just want to give them all their fair due. So that's why we're doing it in two parts, because there's so much going on in all these different people's storylines, I guess would be the best place to say. So in this book, Aelin has returned to Rifthold. She's no longer Celaena, but the rightful queen of Terrasen. She's got enemies in every shadow and allies that are just as dangerous. Aelin prepares for war, but not just against the king of Adarlan, against the darkness that's festering beneath the surface of her world. The stakes are higher. Magic is now back. And the queen, aka Aelin, is ready to claim her throne, but first she's going to have to burn everything down. And so that's where we are. Last episode we talked about Heir of Fire, which personally I think might have been my favorite book of the series so far. And her kind of accepting who she is. She's still not fully Queen Aelin or anything at this point, but she is stepping more into that power and accepting that this is who she is now. So that's an interesting journey to watch. What I have here from the last time that I looked it up is that the Goodreads rating for this story was 4.48, which is really good.
I'm not surprised. It's one of my favorites of the series.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah. And I also wonder if this is one where people, after they get farther into the series, they go back and change their rating.
Oh, maybe.
Because I know there's a lot of critique of like the point of view of Manon and kind of like,
oh yeah, like why was that necessary?
Yeah, like people are still like learning more about her. So who knows? But yeah, I agree. It's a highly rated book in my opinion.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, once I think I got to Heir of Fire, if I was doing 4 stars, I just started going 5. I just loved it so much.
Oh yeah.
So the book starts with Aelin coming back to Rifthold. She's got this identity shift now. She also runs back into Chaol. I mean, there's no avoiding that. No. So there's a lot of tension there. They did leave off on a fairly decent way.
Yeah, they're kind of, it's like awkward.
It's so awkward. I think when Aelin or Celaena was saying goodbye, she meant like all of that is done. So, and you know, I would have picked you if things had been different, but like it's gone. But I think Chaol thought somewhere in the deep recesses of his mind that when she came back, they would pick up and
he had to process her identity on his own. For a while. So this is the first time he's like laying eyes on her, knowing who she is. So and it's kind of so different.
Funny because in the book, he is parts excited that she's back, but then other parts, what's the word I'm looking for? Like suspicious about her being back, because she is the queen of like enemy territory, quote unquote. And so he's constantly wondering like, but wait, what is she planning to do? And he still has like this moral dilemma of like whose side is he on, which is crazy at this point that he's still feeling and dealing with that. But that's kind of what's going on there. So when they meet, you'd think that it would at least be, I don't know, somewhat civil, but you could like the tension is so crazy as soon as they lay eyes on each other, and it's like almost like they're mad. That's how it felt, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But she is there because her cousin has been jailed.
Yeah, and he's not doing well.
No, he's not. He's close to death.
Yes.
He's been injured pretty badly.
He wants death to take him because he knows he's going to be executed.
Yeah.
So he's like begging for it, but it's interesting to me because we know that Aelin, I guess, I don't know if we know at this point, but Aelin's loyalty is so strong. And she and Aedion haven't spoken to each other in a really long time.
Yeah. I mean, she's nervous about seeing him too, because she knows that once it gets out like who she was, she wanted, and this is the whole reason that she was not so crazy on becoming Aelin again. Like she was worried that people would look down on her for having been the assassin. So she's, part of her is wondering like, will he accept me? Will he like spit on me? Like, what is this? But she is totally loyal. Like that's her cousin. That's her blood, her love.
And we learn that he's the same.
Yeah.
Like his loyalty is strong for like not having any contact with Aelin.
Yeah. And then just always having hope that she is out there. Yeah. He did not believe that she died. He knew she was out there, and he was just like always kind of clinging to that hope, like we're gonna find her one day. She's gonna pop up.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he is super loyal. They're kind of like the mirror opposites of each other, almost, you know.
And like Aedion always, he's like brute force. He wants to know the plan. And like Aelin's always like, I'm not gonna show you my cards. Yeah. Like I am loyal to you, and I'm not gonna tell. Like like you said, they're opposite. It's interesting the way that they work, but like
it's almost like her loyalty feels like you know I'm loyal, so you should just trust what I'm about to do.
Yes.
And he's like, I don't work that way. I need to know. I want to be a part of the plan.
Yeah.
So eventually, when they get together, that becomes a little bit of a problem. But so she's in town to figure out how to rescue him. He is near death, but his torturers or his captors. Wow, and I'm an English teacher. His captors are not healing him completely. Like they're healing him to a point where he doesn't die, so that he'll be okay to be executed. They just want to keep him alive for that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is when we see, like, Dorian has been taken over by that vowed prince.
Yes.
However, he's still fighting him because Dorian goes down and like helps Aedion a little bit, doesn't he? Or like convinces someone to heal him a little bit more.
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure Dorian,
it's possible,
helps him out in some way. And so you're like,
yeah.
He's really fighting him off.
Yeah, all his chapters are interesting because it's that perspective of just being trapped in his own body, and then sometimes giving up, sometimes fighting a little bit. But yeah, so Aelin is planning around this public execution, knowing that like there's going to be a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of distractors, and so that would be a perfect time to come in. Like they're waiting to the very last minute here, thinking like that'll be the best time to make their move.
But then the king it's almost like a trap.
Yes, he is expecting that she's going to show up to save him. But I think what's cool is that the group that she forms to help save him includes Lysandra.
Yeah, this is where we see Lysandra turning into one of my favorite characters. I don't know about you.
Yeah, for sure.
But correct me if I'm wrong, she gets all this information from being like Arobynn's whatever they are.
Yeah.
Because he has an ungodly amount of power and like information and money and whatever. Which I love to see because I don't know, Lysandra didn't always rub me the wrong way in the beginning. You were just kind of like,
yeah.
But it wasn't like, oh my God, I can't stand you.
Exactly.
So it wasn't, for me, it wasn't as difficult to quickly love her. I don't know if other readers had like a heart, like it took them longer to come around to Lysandra.
I don't know. I don't think she was painted as this awful. Like Selena, Aelin hated her.
Yeah.
But I think as a reader, you could sense that she's just trying to save a life too. Like that's the only job she can do at this point. So it was cool though to see Lysandra change in Aelin's eyes and to see that friendship grow, because again, we've gone through all these stories now where Aelin thought she had a girlfriend and she either dies or runs away or betrays her or something like this. And so here's like the girl that she least expected to have some sort of relationship with. And Lysandra comes in clutch, and she's using Arobynn and his influence and his power. And Arobynn is kind of in on this escape plan too, because I believe he gives them these resources. So she's like the getaway car. Well, not car, but the carriage. She's the getaway carriage. I mean, it's just like all of these things that Lysandra is doing, she could easily have been killed for.
Yeah.
And she's doing it, and she doesn't necessarily say, you know, her motives for helping like Aedion or their cause, but you can tell that like there's something in her that knows this is the right thing to do. I just really love her story. Love.
Agreed.
So they put this whole big thing together. Kale is even a part of it. And there's this other character with Kale. I almost called her Nesta. Nesrin. And, you know, like, so their job is like to create a diversion with the guards. It's almost like there's like a party going on in the castle, right? And Aelin, did she dye her hair?
I want to say she does to Matt. It's like she does it red, I believe.
Yes, and then she I'm trying to remember now. She contacts like her old dance teacher.
Yeah, so she gets in with this dance troupe that's going to perform with the old dance teacher, and she dyes her hair like, okay, I get it, that's one big thing, but like you're still going to be pretty obvious, but whatever. Yeah. And then she rehearses so she's able to come in with them. Yeah. And like they have a black like powder that they, I don't know, throw into that. They get out somehow in their dance, and then I think at the end they drop like glass or something, and it ignites the powder, and that's what causes the big like fire diversion in that room. Yeah. And that's when chaos erupts and their plan really takes hold. And
you know, they get to Aedion. We're not going to go through every step by step, but they get to him. Yeah. Aelin has to like literally cut through chains to get to him. It's very symbolic. Rowan is there. He's using his magic. I mean, it's just all these people. It wouldn't happen if she didn't have all of those players. It just would not be possible. So they're able to get him. And then I don't know if you remember from earlier books, there's all this tunnel sewer system in Rifthold. Yeah. And so they utilize that to get him out, and then to get to the carriage. He's still in pretty bad shape, but they do it. They make it out alive. Aedion is pretty fragile, but
he's loyal right from the get-go.
Immediately, as soon as he sees her. As soon as he sees her, it's like, you know, my queen. Yeah. Like he says that right away, my queen. Yeah. It's just really sweet.
Which is also just like, not even the loyalty to their country and whatnot, but or their territory, whatever it's called, but the fact that their family, like she has no family. Yeah. It's just, it's almost like when you see those stories about people reconnecting or reaching out to their family that they didn't know or whatever, and it's just kind of like, well, this is family. Like that's what you do. Like his loyalty is so much deeper than that, but it is like she has no one. It's her only family member.
Yeah, it's unbreakable. There's this bond between them that's unbreakable, and it's like it's almost unspoken too. Like they have like they look at each other, and I think it's funny. There's parts in the book where the other characters are looking at them. They're like, how did we not see it? Like they look exactly alike. They have the same eyes, things like that. So, but then this is where Aedion is. They bring him back to Selena's old apartment. And he's healing there. And I don't remember how long it is before he finds out that Rowan has taken
the blood
oath to her. And like that was something that he was prepared to do and felt like he rightfully should do.
Which like I get, but also you guys haven't been in contact for so long. You were just hoping on a whim she was alive. She didn't know he was alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but it's also like...
But I think it's cool because when he does sign out, he flips out a little bit. Yeah. But he comes to his senses rather quickly. She tells him, you know, he's my... What was it again?
Cadre? Oh no, the cadre is all the dudes.
Yeah, the Karen my.
Oh my god,
I'm saying something else for maybe another book. But
no,
they have like that special bond where they can take each other's power.
It literally looks like calamari in my head. Like,
yeah, calamari,
something like that.
Sorry, guys, But yeah, she explains that,
Sir calamari.
That's what we're gonna say.
It's like he's like the lobster reference.
I'm gonna make that a meme. I'm gonna do it. So yeah, so she explains that to him, and I think he takes a back seat and he gets it. But he does swear his oath, like, I'm your commander, like I'm a part of this team, and that's that. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Do we want to talk a little more about Aedion, or should we move on?
I don't know. I feel like he's good. We've covered him pretty well. He's definitely like Aedion's not one that I think a lot of people dislike from the beginning.
No.
Like, you don't see a huge transformation with him either. He comes off strong and loyal, and he stays strong and loyal, and like he goes through. Yeah, I think he's good. Yeah,
I've got a comparison between him and Chaol, and not so much about like their relationship to Aelin, because it's different. Chaol had a romantic relationship, and Aedion is his cousin, but like they both have a duty to be loyal to whoever it is that they feel like they serve. And so for Chaol, his loyalty really, it was never to Aelin, it was to Dorian and to Adarlan as well.
Yeah.
But he's conflicted about it because he knows the bad things that Adarlan is known for now, and he's kind of a part of it. But then it's interesting because like he's loyal, but with conditions.
Yeah.
Like it has to meet what he thinks is right. Whereas Aedion may see something Aelin's doing, not really agree with it, but he's still going to follow her.
Yeah. And Chaol is hard too because his loyalty is with Dorian, and Dorian's still controlled.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think Chaol has his like guiding, North Star right now.
Yeah.
Because of that. And at this part, I don't know if I like blame Chaol because it's like so much is happening.
Yeah.
He can't talk to Dorian really. He's still part of the guard. Aelin's back. There's this new guy named Rowan. It's just
and
like,
you can tell right off the bat that Rowan and Aelin got something going on. Yeah. He's not happy about that.
Yeah.
But then also, Aelin doesn't do herself any favors because she's pretty much said, if we have to kill Dorian, then that's what has to happen.
Yeah, they do bump heads on that.
And she's just like, if he can't be saved and if we can't get this thing off of him, I'm sorry, but he's got to go. And Chaol is like, absolutely not. Yeah. That is a deal breaker for me. And so they've got they clash a lot with that, and you kind of sense that at one point she says, okay, like I won't, like we'll figure it out, but that she's just saying that to him to kind of keep him calm. And as a reader, you also know that he knows she's just saying.
Yeah.
And so while he's loyal and helping out, he's still watching her.
Oh yeah.
And so it's very tension filled.
Yeah.
Okay. What else should we go to? So next round.
Yeah, that's a good transition. Thank you.
That was a great transition. So we save Aedion. He's hiding. They got to keep him. All these guards and people are looking for them. They all know what everybody looks like in their party. So things are real tough. And like that's where right now Lysandra comes in absolutely clutch because she's the only one who's able to really easily come in and out of this apartment, get them supplies, give them information. But in the meantime, like she was doing this not as a favor, but she wants Aelin's help with Arobynn.
Yeah.
And if we go back, I can't remember the guy's name that in how many books ago now, when Sam was killed, the one that was trying to prevent her from going to those mob bosses guy.
I don't remember his name either.
He was, I guess, like Lysandra's lover or close to her anyway. And they had planned on trying to find a way to get out. And Arobynn kills him for trying to go after Aelin at that point and warn her. And so Lysandra has just been holding this anger and just this want for revenge over this guy. And so basically telling her, like, I know what you felt with Sam because it happened to me. But even worse, she's had to stay in Arobynn's bed this whole time and, be his pet.
Which ends up being the best thing ever because Lysandra's able, like, Arobynn, whatever his name is, actually trusts her.
Yep.
Enough.
Yeah.
Which, like, with Aelin, he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so interesting because you just hate him so much, but he has moments in this book where he helps them out, and you're like, what?
Yes. I think as a reader, you start getting manipulated by him.
Yeah.
You start wondering, maybe he's not all that. Maybe he does just love her in a really toxic way.
Yeah.
You know, you have this moment where you're like, does he regret what he did to her?
It definitely makes you stop and think for a second, and then like you're like, all right, but still, it's really interesting. In the beginning, he's showing like some good traits.
Yeah,
and it's like, what?
But it's a part of his manipulation,
Oh, yeah.
right? To give a little to get a lot. And I mean, like, he does take her in after her parents died, but I guess we have to assume that when he saw her and found her, he had to have known who she was or what she was a part of, that she was running away. It's almost like he was like, oh, I'm going to hold this one in my back pocket.
Yeah, like he was playing the extreme long game.
He knew, like, he did know her real identity. And because we learned in this book that he had stolen
her amulet.
Orn.
I don't know how to say it.
That her mom had given her, and this is the really important thing that she needs to help fight these Valgs and stuff. And so, you know, Aelin is working now with Lysandra, and of course the team. We'll just call them the team, to get back to Arobynn's. What do we call this place?
The Assassin's Keep.
The Assassin's Keep, and to figure out like where he's keeping it and to get it back. But then they have like this really weird, awkward dinner where he had sent beforehand like bath oils and stuff to Aelin.
Yeah.
And Rowan ends up using it.
Which is such an iconic line because I can't remember what Arobynn says, but Rowan responds like,
oh, thanks for the oil.
Yeah, thanks. But it's interesting because Arobynn has, like, he wants the Valg. Yeah. He wants Aelin to bring him a Valg, which they do. But it's just like, I'm trying to figure out what Arobynn, like, what his master plan was. Because he says he wants the Valg, but then he tries to use the Valg to cut off, like, the ring, to put it on Aelin to control her. And I'm just like, where are you going with this? Yeah. It's just extreme to me because it's, I don't know.
Yeah, he tricks them into thinking, and so he tries to put the ring on her, but it's a fake ring because they had already, I don't know how they already knew that he was going to try and do this, but they had already switched the ring on this guy.
Yeah.
And he played it up. This poor guy, he gave his life for this because he no longer had the ring on him, so he wasn't possessed, and he played it masterfully. And so when he put the ring on Aelin, it didn't work, but she pretended like it did. And you're just like, wow. And I'm guessing what he was hoping was that, she is the queen of Terrasen and be under his control. So not only would he have like a Darlan under his power, but he could start to take over territories, perhaps. I don't know. He clearly had bad things planned for her. But it was also kind of gross because there were moments where it almost sounded like he wanted her in a more than a father-daughter type way.
Yeah.
And so they leave, and Aelin had basically told Lysandra that, she would kill him that night. But then she told Lysandra, I'll let you do it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty badass the way she did. Like, they were in bed.
Yeah, and she's able to get the knife, which I believe he keeps under the bed. I don't think she planted that.
No, he always had it, so she didn't even have to.
And then slits his throat nice and well. And but then she also has to play it off like he was attacked, correct? And like she's covered in the blood, and
and I think am I making this up? But there were like footprints or something out the window, and because like one of the guys that was in the house, like one of the cronies, he was saying no, but there are these footprints, and that it must have been Selena. She must have been at the window, and they were trying to play all this off, and she's like, no, I wasn't there. And then I think the coolest part was when the guy with the will comes after everything is over and basically says that everything was left to Aelin, and you're like, holy crap. But you learn later on, like, she fudged that. She fudged that. He didn't leave it to her at all.
Which is interesting because I'm wondering if Aelin looked at the whole will, but there's a part of the will that like outs Lysandra. Or like something negative about Lysandra. And I was like, did you do this before you guys became BFFs? Or did you just not read it all? You were just like, hey, let's just fix that one part. So I was kind of like, wait a second.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone thought anything of it. Maybe I was reading into that a little bit too much. But I was like,
maybe. But I mean, what she ended up doing though was freeing Lysandra. She gave Lysandra's lady, whatever, the money.
Yeah. And
because she thought she was going to get a whole bunch because she was. He had told her what he was leaving her, and then it was different. She's like, what the hell? But it all worked out in their favor, but it was just really crazy to see this friendship of theirs, because she wasn't just an ally. She becomes a close friend. And they have this bond now, this trauma bond, I guess, and this shared, I don't know what you call it, but I just really, really loved them getting closer. And it's just like, never expected that in this book, especially the way that she always spoke about her and thought of her. So that was really cool.
In the beginning, I don't think you think Lysandra is going to be that big in the book as she becomes, which I enjoyed, but it's one of those characters that you just think is on the side, and then you're like, oh, whoa.
And then even like where I'm at now, I'm in the tandem read and I'm halfway through. It's taking so long, stupid job. And but it's just like, I want to learn more about her, and I'm hoping that I will. Like, I'm getting to a point now where it seems like maybe her and Aedion are getting closer, but you just know that there's more to her story. And she's a really great character. Really great. Good job, Sarah J.
Yeah.
Good on you. Good on you. So, okay, so Arobynn, ding dong, he is gone. His death is important, though, because now they've got money. They've got some assets to work with.
Yeah.
Symbolically, her and Lysandra, they are free.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of other things going on that like they are in danger of, but like that is no longer hanging over their head.
So, it feels like at this point they just like Dorian's that last missing piece. Like everyone else is like free, working at their own will. Yeah. And it's just you're missing Dorian, which he's his own special thing, which we'll go into with Manon and
in the next part, because there's a lot going on there, because I want to talk about the king a lot more in that one. And you're kind of wondering, oh, is this or is it? There's a lot of moments in this book where you think you know what you know, and then someone says something or does something, and then you start going, oh, did I have it wrong? Are they actually this? Just like with Arobynn, like in those moments, you're like, what? Why go through all of that trouble to do this for her or do that for her? Is it really just this end game of having the control of the queen? He didn't know about these rings. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like all these things, like what? I think he just, in his own twisted way, really, really loved her and never wanted her to leave him.
Yeah.
And like having her, like finding that there's this ring that can control people, he was like, of course, it's my way to keep her.
He's some sort of sociopath, psychopath. Like, he's one of those.
Yeah.
We can label him one of those.
I forget, because one of them doesn't care about people.
Yeah, one of them doesn't have emotions.
But maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's both. Who knows? It's just, maybe it isn't emotions. Maybe it's just all about control.
Probably.
Like, I made you what you are.
I mean, he controls her. He controls Lysandra. He controls everyone else in that keep that owes him.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder what his life was like growing up. But that's a whole nother thing. Like, what happened to you that you need all this control?
I know, right? That would be cool to have a story about his beginnings.
Yeah.
Sarah J, what you doing?
Working on ACOTAR book.
I guess so. Did you hear that she's thinking about adding more to Throne of Glass? Now, again, I haven't finished, so I don't know how this series ends. I don't know if there is a way to continue it, but maybe it would be with prequel type things.
Yeah, because otherwise I feel like it'd just be like the weird, like, where are they now?
Yeah, because a lot of these characters who pop in and you learn a little bit about their background information, and there's a story there.
Yeah.
Like even Rowan and his wife.
Yes.
Like there's a story there, my goodness.
Yeah.
For the years in Terrasen without Aelin and the things that happened to these people when magic was gone. Okay. So here's a question that I think is interesting to think about is, do you think Aelin would have been able to become Queen of Terrasen or continue this journey if Arobynn had lived?
I don't know. I want to credit Aelin that they would have figured out a way because she is so clever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he would have been a thorn in their side.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have stopped them. I think he just would have made things a little more difficult. But they had bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. I could see him having something over her and using his power and his influence, like a quid pro quo type thing. Like, well, now I have the queen in my payroll type thing. But I just don't see a scenario in which she becomes queen and he still lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she would have at some point had him taken out or imprisoned or something, because you can't live like that.
No.
But it's just interesting to think about.
I thought you were gonna say, does Aelin become queen without like Arobynn's like teachings when she was younger?
Oh.
Because it's so interesting. Like Arobynn did make her into half of what she is. Like the fact that she is so skilled with like combat and stuff like that. And then I also wonder how many of these like these mental skills came from Arobynn and watching him with his dealings, and like I'm sure he screwed people over, like she did with the will, like things like that. And I'm like, I always wonder if she learned some of those things from him, which is like, obviously she's her own self, but like he taught her a lot.
Honestly, I don't think she'd be the queen that she is, or because even in later books, whatever, and you look at like Aedion and Rowan, and they have like this military type background, and they're good at that. But there are times when Aelin pops in with this idea, or she's done something, and it works out masterfully, of course, and it's just something that they never would have thought of.
Yeah.
And so that matched with what they're able to do is, it's a deadly combination.
She's a master manipulator.
Yeah.
In a more positive way that works out for her, and I want to think she's learned that from him, because his is so negative.
Yeah, it's interesting how she didn't go back. Like she spent all these years killing for him, and yet somehow was able to hold on to some kind of
crazy strong moral compass,
morality. Like how did she do that?
Which is crazy because she was so young when he picked her up, and you think like the nature versus nurture type of thing. Like apparently her nurture just was so much stronger, because
I guess so. Because even in her darker days, and she's doing things that that would make Kale weep.
Yeah.
She still has these moments where she's trying to put a little good out there. I mean, like even if you go back to Assassin's Blade, and she's on her way to the desert people, and she kills these guys for what's her face? Can't think of her name now. And I was so happy. Irene. And but she still has the wherewithal to be like, I'm gonna leave her some money. This girl needs to get out. You know what I mean? Like an Arobynn wouldn't do that unless he was getting something back. She was doing these things hoping that it would be doing good in the world, not necessarily a favor to her.
Yeah.
It's just interesting how she became that. I would love it if Sarah J. Maas did a story about that. I don't know, but it's just interesting.
I guess that's a transition.
What's our next call, little girl?
I know.
What are we doing now?
Oh, The funny part is like I don't even know if this will pick her up. So people are gonna be like, I
I
don't
know,
know
like,
who you're talking.
what are they talking about? Baby girl is here. Kyra's baby girl is just hanging out, looking at pictures of, what was it again?
A cow and a panda.
A cow and a panda.
She's got a little bell.
She's just loving life. I'm so jealous. Kind of wish we were in different spots. Just loving life. The only difference is she can't read these awesome stories yet.
Yeah.
But she's got a lot of fun going on over there. And so that's who we're talking to if you can't hear her.
I do like this question. Was Arobyn's death satisfying justice, or would you have liked him to suffer more before the end? In a like twisted way, I think that's a really interesting question.
What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like them being able to kill him, and the fact that Lysandra kills him is satisfying enough for me.
I think it was satisfying. I mean, it would have been cool that Aelin did it, but a part of me feels like it was better that Lysandra did it because he did not see it coming. I'm sure he had an inkling that Aelin was planning something, right?
Yeah.
But with Lysandra, I think he got his just desserts because I think he was so convinced this girl's on lockdown. I got her, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think they had made a point to say that, like, she made sure that he was looking at her. Like, I was the one who did this to you. And she just watched him struggle.
And that satisfies me enough on Lysandra's behalf.
I know. Does that make us sick? I don't know. He was an abuser.
I think it does. It makes us not sick that we were like, oh, I wish he would have, like,
tortured
him or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. I don't condone that, but it's just a book. It's just a book. Okay.
But I thought that was interesting because Lysandra does get her justice.
Yeah, but do you think it's closure for her? You know, like all these movies you watch and people go on this revenge, like I gotta get the person who did this or whatever. And there's always a character in there who's saying, it's not gonna make you feel better.
I think it did.
Yeah. I think I get the sense in the books that she's still dealing with something. She still hasn't opened up completely to anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, she does. I don't know if it's in this story or not, but she does tell a little background about like where she came from, how her mom found out that she was a shifter and just kind of dumped her.
Yeah.
And she had to like survive on her own as a little baby.
And I think the fact that she has the team or whatever now, like that built-in family that it'll eventually become for her. I don't know.
Oh, and you know, we forgot to mention Lysandra has a little friend.
God, what is her name?
Horrible that I can't remember it right now.
Evangeline.
Evangeline,
yes. I make that up.
So the lady who was in charge of Lysandra and everything, she has this little girl, and I think didn't Lysandra mar her face on purpose?
Something.
And I think Aedion or Kale were like really upset that they did this to her, but Lysandra did it to save the little girl so that she wouldn't be put into this life. And then so she buys her out from under this woman, and so now she's responsible for this little girl, and you're just kind of like, oh, how's that going to work in this world and them being on the run? But it's a very interesting story that just kind of shows you more of who this girl Lysandra is. She's not this cheap courtesan. She's actually quite smart, resourceful, and powerful, and I think she's going to become a huge ally in the rest of this story. Are you going to go to our reviews?
I was trying to find the one that I saw earlier. Oh my God. Okay, there's a couple funny ones. So here's some 1 stars. Now, mind you, these are all from a while ago, and some of them are too long to read. But this one, it says, I will never care for Rowan or Aedion or Manon or any of the witches. I barely tolerate Aelin at this point, and when she said Selena was dead, she meant it. Scratch that. I don't tolerate her. I don't even like her. Selena was a character I enjoyed.
But she is Selena.
I know.
She's just Selena with more hope.
Yeah, and like
a purpose.
That's the thing. I think of Selena back then, and she was the King's assassin, and she was eating chocolate cake, and she was talking to a doorknob, and like all these things. And I do wonder, like, I'm not saying Celaena was bad, but I thought Aelin was an improvement because,
I agree.
like you said, she has purpose now. She's not just. But that was interesting, and they stopped. Did say there are, however, some wonderful new additions to the character list. Lysandra is by far my favorite. Arobynn as well. I will always fall for the charming psychopath.
Oh, this person has problems. I'm sorry.
But this one I thought was so funny. It says, "Girl, bye." I roared as I climbed atop my wyvern and left the TOG fandom.
I like that one. I might use that later.
I respect that. But those are the two. I just the Arobynn one. I was like, in the Celaena versus Aelin.
Yeah, I mean, I like them both, and I think it's because I'm not seeing them as two separate people. Yeah. I'm seeing it as an evolution.
Correct.
She's becoming who she always was meant to be and who she truly is.
Yeah.
I don't see it as we're losing Celaena. I feel like we're gaining more qualities.
I do too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's Queen of Shadows is such an interesting part to stop the series.
Yeah, because things are building, and I would go crazy not knowing where she's going next.
Yes. I could see people stopping at Heir of Fire. Because you're like, what are we doing over here?
Yeah,
why are we like
witches?
Yeah, this is a lot happening. Like, I can see a lot of people stopping there, but then having the connection and like the pieces are starting to come together.
Yeah.
The battles that occur, the destruction, the characters, it's like now?
Yeah, everything's ramping up even more so now because you're learning more about the Vow. You're learning, you're wondering what their bigger plans are. That's still kind of a mystery, but like something is bad. And even though like the king has aligned with them, you're just like, what's the king hoping to get out of this? There's no way he's going to be kept safe. And so, and then again, in part 2, we'll talk about, because the witches have a huge part to play here. We have another character that comes in, Elide.
Oh yeah, I was looking at your pronunciation guide.
Yeah, Elide. I was saying Elide, but they're telling me it's Elide.
I don't even know. I wanted to say like Elide.
I think that's what I was saying. Elide.
I don't know. But we meet her, which I have to say, I don't know why. I always pictured her as like a girl, not like a woman.
Same.
But she's a woman.
But her story and the way she's kept, she's like very meek and like
being like a little hiding, like her uncle,
almost like stunted.
Yeah, I was just like,
but she's not, like, as you learn.
God, she's not. And
but that's the impression I had of her too. I was almost picturing like 1940s style, like longer hair with the curls. You know what I mean? Like she's almost like babyish. Yes. Well, we'll talk more about her next time.
I just had to say that because I struggled with her so much, being like, she's not a girl. Like, I'm picturing like, you've got Manon. Manon is just a woman, and then she's like, eh.
Yeah, but that's just because of how she's being treated. So yeah, we've got a lot. I couldn't imagine stopping at this book because there's so much going on. I think if you were annoyed by the introduction of Manon and her witches in that last book, this all makes sense now. Yes. It all makes sense. It comes into huge play. And I think it just makes it so much more exciting. My favorite parts are Manon and the witches. And I love learning more about Aelin,
and after the whole like series, when you're on social media, there are so many quotes or scenes that are referenced from this book.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's one of my favorites. So it's so interesting to me, all those reviews of people who were like, I'm done here.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just getting good.
I know. Like, I know it's quite a few books in, but it's
you're over. Real good. I mean, I'm not pages wise, but book wise, you're over halfway through.
Yeah. I don't know, people. Maybe we should reach out to them and tell them to give it another shot.
Yeah, because these are 2015.
Oh, 2015. So much has happened since then.
I also I wish I could just show you. Like, I think some of these people just do it because who hates something so much to write that long?
Much, yeah.
Like, the first 5 are like that. Adding gifts into it and all this stuff. I'm just like, then you write the dang book. You like to write so much.
Yeah, it's funny. I've never hated something so much that I wrote like a whole essay about it.
Yeah.
Usually it's just like I don't know why, I just couldn't handle it. This didn't make sense to me. But when I love something, oh my God, I'll talk forever.
Like this one, I forgot about this one. It says, I get madder every time I think about this piece of shit, so I'm bumping down my rating from a 2 to a 1. Oh. And then this is her in a nutshell what this book is. 10% Aelin being a hypocrite and hating on Chaol for no reason. There's other words in here that I just don't feel like being that aggressive. 10% Aelin treating everybody except Rowan like shit for no reason. 30% everybody except Chaol worshipping Aelin for no reason. 35% Aelin freaking out because Rowan's bod is hot. 15% other important stuff.
Yes, Aelin and Rowan sleep in the same bed.
But it makes me wonder if, like, did you read ACOTAR?
Yeah.
Did you read the other?
I know. It was so funny. It was just at work today. Somebody was asking another coworker if they had finished Fourth Wing, and the girl said that she had only read the first book and it just wasn't for her. And we were like, oh my God, she was like, it's just another female main character that's just annoying. And I was like, but she's way better than Feyre. Like, did you read that one? And we were both in agreement that like Feyre got to a point where it was just like, come on, girl. Yeah. And we talked about this, like, you know, Violet would never stand for any of that stuff.
Yeah. I do think Throne of Glass is so different of a series that I bet there are a handful of people that only read Throne of Glass with Sarah J. Maas, but whatever to those 1-star reviews. You can think that, we can disagree, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, it's a free country for now.
Because there are plenty of books that you probably like that I wouldn't like. So
exactly. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. There are funny reviews, and they bring us a little entertainment.
It is funny, because those ones are good to talk about, too, because it's like...
Yeah.
But girl got, I hopped on my Wyvern.
I'm gonna try and find that and put that on Instagram, because that's funny. So when we come back for the next episode, we'll do the rest of this book, and we'll be talking about the witches, the wyverns,
Dorian,
the king,
magic,
yeah, devastating battles.
Morris.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Morath, I think. Let me look at my...
Which I'm pretty sure is what is depicted on the cover of this.
Yeah.
I want to say. But
I was almost picturing it in my mind like, you know, in Wizard of Oz when they're going to the castle and it's like in that dark, like that's how it seemed. So there's a lot of bad, nasty stuff coming up, but it's juicy as all hell.
Yeah.
So until next time, I think it's poo-poo time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's time to go. Thank you for sticking with us this long. Please come back.
I know. She's begging you.
Till next time.